Hey everyone, welcome back. It is Vortie here, and I'm trying to see what's going on here. Look at all this stuff. We're getting a bunch of new things here. But first, before we jump into talking about what's new, we have been given the new daily rewards. It's a little bit interesting. So, alright, we get more lapis, which is pretty good. We get mega sites, or magicites rather, for leveling up our espers, which is pretty good. But then we also get so these guys here are 1% trust noodles that you'll get. Technically, what is it, Monday, or what is today? Today's Wednesday, so literally every 7 days or so you get a trust noodle that's just 1%, and at the end, you will get the 5%. I don't really know how I feel about that. It's pretty good. In the end, you end up getting a total of 9%, right? You get 5 and then 4. You get 9%, so I don't really know how I feel about that. The reason why is the trust noodles, the 1% trust noodles, are kind of a waste of space, so you really want to pick them up and put them and use them right away. Whereas like the 5% and the 10%, you kind of hold on to them and then kind of dump them all onto one big character that you're trying to farm. So I don't know, I feel pretty good about it and kind of bad about it, you know. It's going to be really how you guys feel about it. But for myself, the way I'm going to use the 1% trust noodles is when I get a character that is, let's say, you know, like at 98 or 97 or something, and I have 3 of them, I'm just going to feed them, just get them out of the way, so I can open up another farming slot for my TM farming. So that's kind of what I'm going to use these guys for. Just wanted to bring light to that. It has changed, and this is kind of like a different platform that we've seen them before. I think it's the first time we've actually seen 1% trust noodles in here, so I'm not sure. But overall, that you get pretty good amount of lapis. We get 400, 500, 600 lapis. You also get 3 summoning tickets. It's not that bad. You get some energy here as well. So overall, for March, it's a pretty good form, except these 4 trust noodles. I'm not really sure how people are going to use them. I'm just letting you know what I'm going to do with them. Alright, cool. The next thing here is under here, I already bought them though. So I buy the bundle of cactors almost every time. I think I can show you that here, unless they fixed it. Yeah, so it used to be 3 cactors, so I don't know right now if it's like a glitch or not for March, but as of right now, it's 4 cactors. So, it's 4 metal cactors. I wanted to share that with you guys, let you know that that has been changed or updated, because I do buy it every single day. Like as you can see here, I got the daily specials, because as of right now, gil is easy to get, especially with the enchanted maze. So if you got a lot of gil and you're not worried about it, then you can pick up these thingies that are going to benefit for you, help you level up units as well. Alright, now, the bag of potatoes, the meat and bones of what we're going to be talking about. First of all, we're going to be getting maintenance, which is something we know we're going to be getting, because other events they're finishing up, so we're going to be getting a maintenance, because we're going to be getting a new event. So, what is the new event? It is the Cactor Dunes event. That's right, we get a Cactor Dunes to follow up the enchanted maze. That's it. I'm just kidding. The Cactor Dunes is whatever. I don't think it really matters if you go in there right now. They haven't put in the really big cactors, the ones that give like 100,000 or something, or 60,000 experience. So, if you haven't done the Cactor Ruins yet to get Cactor Dunes, if you haven't done the Cactor Dunes yet to get your first time completions for the lapis, that's really, at this point, that's probably what I would do if I were you, just to get the lapis so that you have it. And other than that, I would leave it. Now, let's look at the new event. So the new event is called Operation MA Demolition, which is the Final Fantasy Type 2, and as we like to call it, Type 2 Part 2 event, which is bringing back the next portion of the Type 2 event units. So I'm not going to read through all of this. You guys can read this at your own leisure to kind of get the backstory of what this next part is, but we're going to be getting rare summoning tickets, limited abilities, and equipment. Alright, so the event is beginning March 3rd, which is, we've come to expect that nowadays, is that normally when the event begins, especially after a Thursday maintenance, that the day after the event will normally begin and take full effect. So in this case, it's going to be starting Friday, and it's going to be going on till Thursday the 16th, which is pretty good. Alright, so rewards for clearing, before we talk about that, the new rewards, I don't know if you guys remember, if you were here for Type 0, the original event, we used to just get Phantoma, right? You used to get Phantoma, and Phantoma was purple. Alright, so this time we're getting white Phantoma, so very creative. They've gone really far with this to try and get a new type of item in there. So we're getting White Phantoma, which technically ties into what do you call it, type 0 game, like what the Phantomas are. But anyway, so we're getting White Phantoma as the new currency that you're going to be collecting. So for beating the event on the beginner version, you get a rare summoning ticket, which is exactly what we get for almost all the events that they introduce. The first one is normally a summoning ticket, which is very good, because in this case you need summoning tickets to get the bonus units to try and pull for to be able to get more Phantoma. So intermediate you get 200, advanced you get 300, pro version you get 500, and the elite quest, when you complete it, you get 500 lapis. So not bad. I would prefer a 10% trust Moogle here, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Alright, so it says here, defeat each quest boss to obtain White Phantoma, then visit the King Mog to exchange them for items. Cool. So as of right now, I think, like, look at all these, all, or what do you call it, materia. So you get two global ones. One's called Light Speed Jab, which boosts attack and reduces defense, and enable Last Stand. So Last Stand, the ability is when you get to like a particular life, like when your hit points hit a certain position or point, then it takes effect and it gives you a boost. I think the boost normally with Last Stand was like 20% or something like that. I think it's something like that, 20% boost in like defense or something rather or another. I can't remember, but we'll definitely see that once the, what do you call it? Once the, what am I trying to say here? Once the maintenance happens, that's the one. Once the maintenance happens and we see exactly what the materia slots mean and what their actual breakdown is, then we'll have a good idea of exactly what it does. But as right now, I think last time is something like that. And then same here. Here it says cheerleader, boost attack and defense by 20% and enable cheer. So I'm not 100% sure if this means that when you use this materia or whatever this thing is it gives cheer to everyone, or does it give you cheer to you? If it's just cheer to you, then it's not really that big of a deal, because it's just like similar to Morale Talisman, which was the Final Fantasy 12 Lightning Returns event when she came around, where you get Morale Talisman when it gives you like a boost, but it's only for that unit. So if this is a global thing where like it boosts everyone, like AoE cheer, like what cheer, the move cheer does, then this is a very interesting one. I'm actually pretty excited about that. It boosts attack and defense by 20% for the person, and then it also does cheer. If it is for everyone. If it's just for one unit, then it's whatever. Then you get Energy Bomb, which consumes hit points to deal physical damage to all enemies. It's not that bad if you don't have an AoE ability and you just need AoE for clearing trash. That's not too shabbaroo. You get White Knight, which is boost defense for all allies when boost defense for all allies and cast regen. So does that mean all allies get defense and regen, or do you regen cast on yourself and boost everyone's defense? So again, another interesting one, worded interestingly. It says boost defense for all allies and cast regen. So I'm going to assume by the way it's written here is that you're gonna get a defense boost for everyone, plus everybody gets regen. It's an AoE buff materia. That is a pretty sexy materia right off the bat, which makes me think that these guys up here are also AoE, where you get cheer without casting it. And the last one is called Imperial Helm. Imperial Helm, boost hit points by 10% and defense by 5%. This is one of those ones that you probably are not going to waste your Phantoma on, because we have stuff like this that already exists. Alright? And then you can exchange for items such as rare summon tickets and 5 trust Moogles, which is probably later too, which is the same thing like we've seen before. You could have like a 30,000 trust Moogle and then like a 70,000 trust Moogle. Alright, now, interesting stuff. This is always the good part. You get items, and these items are very interesting and they're beneficial for everyone because they are very noob friendly, in the sense, unless they cost a huge amount, like the, what was it, Giga's Axe or whatever it was, Gigantax or whatever, which was like 50,000. As long as these aren't 50,000, they're gonna be very noob friendly, which is gonna help a lot of people get stuff. So, Skull Crusher looks like a pretty decent weapon for a new person. It's a mace. Again, not a lot of people can use this item, but In the meantime, if you have a character that can use it, there you go. You get an item that you can unlock. You get Vitality Apparatus, which boosts your hit points by 15% and gives you defense 5. You know, it could be functional to put on a tank that you're trying to boost their defense, but remember, you're fighting with other items that currently exist that are craftable that you might not want to replace because, you know, they boost your defense by so much, right? And then here, which was the one that caught my eye, Phantasmal Blade, 78 attack. That's actually pretty good, and it has no elements attached to it, and from the looks of it, it doesn't say it's only equipable by like a exclusive unit. So these items look like they're equipable by everyone at first glance. This could all change by the time the event comes out tomorrow. After the maintenance tomorrow, we're gonna be like, wait a minute, only the characters you summon can use this. So I'm hoping that's not the case, that this Phantasmal Blade is actually, like, as far as its stats, what it looks like right now, it's actually really good. And for new players, this is like godsend. And again, I said this in my last video when the Gigantax came out and we just found out that it was just 50,000. It was just too expensive. It really wasn't worth it in the end because a new player wouldn't really be able to gather that much materia unless you were actually pretty good and you got all the units you wanted and you're able to clear everything. So that being said, this Phantasmal Blade could be really good, and I keep always saying this because I'm hoping that, you know, it is noob friendly, where meaning by that is not because it's just gonna be given to you for free, it just means that it's attainable. I'm hoping that this weapon is attainable for a lot of people, because this, just like a lot of gacha games, it's like a gateway. There's like gateway characters or gateway items that help you break that barrier that's gonna put you in like a different bracket. And by bracket I mean it's like you're all of a sudden you're beating bosses you couldn't beat, you're beating events you couldn't beat before because your character became a 6-star, or you got a character that was like a 5-star base, or you got a sword like this which was actually pretty good for your character that helped you do more damage, and now you're just dominating. So personally, I hope that's the case, that it's easy to get, because this item here it looks good. At first appearance, it looks good. I'm hoping it's not what that's coming to my mind is I'm hoping it's not for the units that are being listed down here, especially Queen, which is the big cheese here. Alright, so we're gonna look at the units here. So these guys' names, I'm a little bit rusty on them. So this is Queen, she's the 5-star base. I think this is 9. This is Kling Qua or something like that, and I can't remember this guy's name, whatever. So obviously this is kind of the way it is. I'm hoping that the units from Type 0 original event also carry some sort of bonus, but as of right now, it doesn't seem like it, which might be saddening for a lot of people, because I was holding on to like a bunch of my 7s, thinking that we might get the bonus for those characters from here as well. If we do, then great. If we don't, then guess that sucks for everyone, including myself, because I saved so many of them. Oh no. Alright, anyways. So, 100%, 75%, 50-50. We've come to understand this from the get-go. We understand that the units are going to be like that. I'm hoping that Ace gives you a bonus of 100% as well, because some of you have Ace, so therefore you might not want to pull on this. However, these units, I think Queen is actually pretty good. I think the 9, I think he's okay too. But again, these guys have limited weapons. We'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, so that's how it is. You'll get the Phantoma, you beat them, you get the bonuses, right? Your bonuses are calculated after the end of the round, which means completing and killing the boss. So, anytime you have a King Mog event, or a collection event, there's always going to be some sort of bonus unit that they introduce. Most of the time, the bonus units appear on the second fight. So the first round, it's whatever, then the second fight, you get a bonus unit. We've seen that with Type 0 event prior to this, and then we've seen that with, what do you call it, the one with Randy, the event for those guys, right? We saw it comes on the second, the chicks or whatever. So in this case, this boss actually will appear at the end of the event. So you beat everything, you beat the boss, and then this guy, Nimbus, can appear. So this is a high hit points monster equipped with attacks that can instantly KO units that sometimes appears after the boss's battle in the pro level quest and up. So after defeating the boss, this guy can appear. He has, just like before, which was the double corn, he's got an ability to instantly KO units. I'm hoping it's not AoE unit kills, because that's kind of stupid. These guys are supposed to be rewarding, and I think with the double corn, it wasn't as much rewarding as it was to be like, oh my god, like this thing again, like, you know, it was kind of like a hassle, especially for new players who didn't have the capabilities of beating them. Obviously, we figured out strategies to beat him, and I'm assuming it's going to be a similar strategy against this Nimbus guy, where you have like a tank or somebody keep hate on them and then have them have like a Mirage Vest. so that way they don't get killed, so they can just avoid that tax. But we'll have to see when that comes out. So here is the interesting thing: steal from him to get loads of white Phantoma. So the question here is, does he also drop Phantoma, or is this guy only give you Phantoma if you steal it? Just like the Randy event, we had to have a mage unit. In this case, now you have to have a unit that steals, right? So I don't really know how I feel about that, and what we're gonna have to do to make this work, because right now I really only have Zidane really that can steal. So does that mean I have to bring Zidane the whole time with me, or is one of the units from here actually, from this banner, gonna have steal so that you can actually steal to take advantage of this? Otherwise this is gonna be really silly. So it says here, he does nothing as long as you don't attack, and disappears after a while, so keep stealing until he does. If you feel you can take him and succeed in doing so, you'll be rewarded with a lot of white Phantoma. So, okay, well there you go, I kind of answered my own question. I probably should have read that. So it gives you two phases, or two options. You can steal from him, and he'll keep giving you Phantoma, or you can kill him and you'll get rewarded with a lot of white Phantoma. So the question I would probably propose to this is, how long does he stay? How many turns does he stay put before he disappears? Because then now you can do two things, right? And the other question would be, is like, if I'm stealing Phantoma from him, does that take away from the Phantoma that he gets when he gets killed, right? So those are all things that I don't know, I guess we'll get addressed tomorrow once we find out what the data mining is, and we can figure it out. So I think if you can, you know, let's say he sits for 3 turns if you don't attack him. So you steal turn 1 and buff with your other guys, steal turn 2 and buff with your other guys, and turn 3 you just unload hell on him and go for the kill, right? So something like that. That could be like a strategy, so we'll have to see how that works out. Oh yeah, got their names too. So get the help of Queen and other memorable characters from Final Fantasy Type 0 to obtain as much white Phantoma as you can. So it's Cinco? I don't know. I'm gonna butcher that name, so it's whatever her name is. We'll just call her C for now. And then Queen and 9 and 8. 8 looks pretty cool. He's the monk of the group, if I remember correctly. He uses his fists. So they're not that bad. Accessing the dungeon, we know how to do that. No problem, we're not that bad. Alright, let's look at the featured units. So this is normally the interesting part for people. Yes, the event gives you something to do, but this is what you're pulling for. This is what you're going to be wasting most of your time on. So drop rates increase starting, yeah, so March 3rd, boost, yep, that's perfect. So, just let you look at her while I take a sip. Alright, so this is Queen. I don't know much about her as far as a FFB character. However, I have heard things about her being potentially pretty good. So I'm just gonna look at her just like you guys are who don't know. Like, I'm looking at her for the first time. I didn't look at her on the Japanese thing to see exactly what she does, because I don't want to ruin it for myself. I want to kind of enjoy it as well, just like you guys are, right? So looking at her hit points, it's got a healthy amount, like, you know, coming to that part where it's a little bit more. I do understand that these stats are based off of their abilities and stuff. It's not it's like they have no gear, or sorry, no gear equipped kind of thing right now. It's all stats and stuff. So this is the potential of what you can get with her if she's got all of her things active. Alright, cool. So pretty good healthy amount of hit points, good healthy amount of attack, because I'm gonna assume she's like a physical attack damage dealer. Decent defense, decent MP, decent magic, decent spirit. Overall, she's got decent stats based off of her you know, like her stats that she would get just being herself. She is coming in at a 5-star base. She's the big kahuna, the big fish. This is what we're going to be all aiming for in the end when we're doing the pulling for this banner, other than trying to get bonus units to try and complete the event. So job is Agiro Cadet. So her trust mastery is called Wisdom, boost hit points by 20% and attack by 30%. We just ended up getting something similar like this in our previous banner. Obviously it's not as strong as this. You're getting 20% hit points and 30% attack. This is actually not that bad of a TM. I would probably say now, like I said, the last one, it was like meta. This one is actually becoming even more meta. Like, it's becoming pretty good. But then again, I don't know if I want to say that it's meta in the sense that, like, everybody should have like 4 of these. I mean, like, think about it. You have to pull the 5-star unit multiple times to get this. So if you get her, then yes, you should get at least one of the TMs so you have it, because it's pretty good. But as far as its difficulty to acquire in comparison to the other TMs you can right now, this TM blows, because you need a 5-star unit to get this TM, right? So accessibility really sucks. But the TM itself is actually pretty well valued. 20 and 30 is pretty good. So global exclusive abilities. So I like this. A lot of the times they say new global exclusive abilities, and then you're sitting there looking at it like, what abilities? Like, I don't understand. And then you won't really get them till you actually go look up at the wiki or whatever. So they're actually taking it right to us and giving us. They're letting us know. So for Queen, the global exclusive abilities Queen gets, she gets an attack boost by 30%. She gets an ability called Justice Guard, which makes her immune to blind and paralysis. She gets flinch-proof Martyr, which is auto-revive when 1% hit point within 5 turns. So within the first 5 turns, if she gets to 1% life and she dies, she will get auto-revive. And she's got a move called Devastate. It's a 5x physical attack combo on one enemy, and it's also been enhanced. So, because you can't see it here, I'm assuming enhanced means that instead of it doing, let's say, 200%, it might be doing like 250%. This move, Devastate, was the move that I was hearing from my Japanese friends saying, like, yeah, she hits really hard because of this move. So I'm going to hope that that continues going into the global version, so that she doesn't get, because they're telling us only the good parts. They could have debuffed her or nerfed her elsewhere where they're not going to tell us, right? So they can say like, oh, new move Devastate, it's been enhanced, but then, you know, she had her physical attack nerfed to the ground, so then this really, it just brings her up to par to where she would have been with the Japanese version. Alright, so it says here, a strong physical attacker with abilities like Devastate, which hits 5 times. When her hit point goes below a certain level, her Berserk ability boosts her attack power to incredible heights, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so she seems really good. Like I said, with the Type 0 characters, I will make an attempt to do some pulls, but I'm not going to pull hard for her. I don't think she's going to change my life right now, so I'm not too worried about it. Next one here is 9. He is the 4-star. Is going to be the one that most of you get, and I probably won't, because all my orange crystals or gold crystals belong to other units, not the banner units. So, so in this one here, again, a lot of hit points. So attack, defense is mediocre, magic is meh, spirit is meh. Again, he's got, most of these guys are all job Agito Cadet. So 9, his Trust Mastery is just like Medius' Trust Mastery. As of right now, from what I can look at it, just boosts experience obtained. I'm just gonna think that it increases your experience by 50%, which I guess is the same as Medius. Not much else to say about it. Like, I don't know how I feel about this boosted experience. It's good and bad. It's good because, well, it's going to help you level up characters when there aren't events like Enchanted Maze. However, you're going to have to waste your time to farm this materia. You're going to have to waste your time to farm it. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But again, you can have these, and then you can, I think these are stackable. So you can have 2 of these and 2 of Medius's eggs. Because those are accessories, I believe, and this is materia, or are they both? Whatever, anyways, I don't know how I feel about that, I don't really care. Global exclusive abilities, for 9, he gets Impulsive, which boosts attack and spirit by 20%. High jump power, boosts damage inflicted by jump, so he's a Dragoon style type of character. And he learns a move called Clean Sweep, deal partial unmitigated damage to all enemies, which is not that bad. Airway ability is always pretty good. A unit able to use Jump, an ability commonly used by spear wielders. His other abilities such as Whirling Lance that can hit all enemies, and Roar, which can stop all enemies. Nice. Stop. Are also bound to give his enemies a hard time. So that's pretty good. He seems like a pretty good unit so far. Again, if you're looking for a more in-depth unit review, just wait till the units come out, or when we hear about them tomorrow and I get access to the data mine. As long as the data mine looks like it's as accurate as possible, I will make a video again that's going to be like 30 minutes like this one. We're going to talk about everything. We'll look at all their abilities individually, which is something that's common on this channel. You guys get to see everything, and it's just like me looking at it. It's how I would review these units. That's exactly what we're doing. I would actually sit down and look at them, oh really, that's kind of not bad. I take my time kind of looking over it. Alright, cool. So that looks pretty cool. So we got C here. Kling. I guess I'm going to call her Kling. She's a stage 5 clinger, whatever the hell her name is. Same thing, job. Beginner Cadet. Head points are really low. Attack is really low. Defense is really low. MP is really low. Magic is horrible. Spirit is non-existent. Don't really know what her role is right now. So she's a 3-star base unit going up to 5-star. Her Trust Mastery is called Innocence, which boosts her attack and defense by 20%. Again, not a bad TM. Again, we have a lot of variety of TMs right now that give you different kinds of things here right now, which is not that bad. We have the attack and evasion, and now you got attack and defense, which is pretty good. So this you could put on a, like this would be useful on a character like, let's say, Snow. Right? Your Snow character would be used on it, and I mean, even on DPS, you could use this if you're looking for just negating damage by taking less damage rather than evading damage where you just don't take damage at all. So it's not that bad. They have nothing for her. This is terrible. A physical attacker with high hit points and attack. Her powerful wind element attack, Mace Cyclone, deals damage to all her enemies. Really? A high attack? I would say like this is high attack. This is high attack. This is not very high attack, and that's not very high hit points. I don't really know what this means. This is, her description is actually pretty lackluster. She gets nothing. I don't know. We'll have to wait till our character comes out to actually take a look at her. Alright, this is the guy I was excited about most. Anytime you show me a monk and his fists are on fire, you got me. So 3-star goes up to 5-star. He's a new ally here. So his hit points is about, you know, lower of the healthy amount. His damage is below this lady here. Defense is meh, MP is meh, and the spirit and magic is whatever. He gets his trust mastery. Pardon me. His trust mastery is tranquility. He boosts hit points and MP by 15%. Nothing special because he's a 3-star. You're probably gonna get a lot of him. You know, if you get him by feeding him into himself, getting the trust mastery, then fantastic. Same thing with her trust mastery. Unlocking the trust masteries by pulling them and feeding him into him. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit there and farm this guy ever. Just because it's a waste of a trust mastery farming slot. There's a lot better trust masteries out there that myself and you guys have that are worth your lapis or your time. So saying that this is worth farming, I don't think it is. Because you're just going to waste time. If you have a slot, I've said this before too, if you have an empty slot and you want to put in a character like this, go for it. No, don't, I'm not saying don't farm it ever. But if you have slots that you can use for things like dual cast, dual wield, other like weapons that could be beneficial for you, I would waste the slots on that. This here, because these guys are not exclusive to this event, you can be pulling a lot of these units over time, especially because they're 3-star, you're going to get them tons. Alright, so anyways, tranquility, TM is okay. Physical attacker who pummels his enemies with barrage, perfect, so we know he's got barrage. He can boost his own attack, okay, with wildfire stance, cool. Raise his hits count with the swift wind stance, and even absorb enemies' hit points with the quick bolt stance. So I'm assuming these are just his moves, stances. I'm thinking stances as in like, you know, like you change stance. You're now like a berserk stance where you deal more damage but take more defense, take more damage. So these are just moves. With wildfire stance, that's a move. Raise his hit count with another move, which is called swift wind, and even absorb hit points as enemies' hit points by quick bolt. Cool. All right, great. All right. So overall, the units seem pretty interesting. I think she's going to be very powerful with this new move, depending on what the modifier is. She's got the potential of being a pretty good unit. 9 here seems okay. He's got good hit points. Again, potential, but his trust mastery is meh. To be able to do area damage is not that bad, and it's global exclusive abilities. I don't really know what we're doing here with this girl. Even their descriptions for her bleak, you don't even really know. Like, I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, definitely stick around tomorrow so I can actually go through all the characters and figure out exactly how good they're going to be, and maybe see if there's a spot for them in your party as well. And this guy, again, I like his character model. Other than that, everything else is meh. We're gonna have to see. But yeah, so that is the news this morning. I'm pretty excited because I've been waiting for some sort of event. I was actually hoping that the new event would have been like a raid, but that's not how it's happening here. I'm hoping that we soon get into the position where we're kind of like the Japanese version, where they get like an event where it's just kind of like dungeons, and then you get like a King Mog event, then you get dungeons, and then you get a raid, and then you get dungeons. So every time they switch the alter, so you get a raid, then something else, then a mug event, and right, those things are gonna be a lot more fun. The raids are a lot more fun, and they're more beneficial for a whole group because they give you like global rewards, which means like everybody gets the reward for completing these multiple kills or multiple damage or whatever, and then you get your personal goals. So your personal goals are a little bit more rewarding, and the global ones are a little bit less rewarding. However, there's a lot of new players who might not be able to achieve any of those things, and those global rewards are actually nice for them. They're gonna help them succeed. They give you more summoning tickets, they'll give you more pots so you can pot some of your units, they'll give you some gear or recipes to be able to build better gear to give you guys access to certain things. So that is actually pretty good news. I'm hoping that we get some news about some new raids. But in the meantime, boys and girls, we do have the new mug event coming out. So in the future, I mean, like in the next day or two, stick around. You're going to be hearing about the new units. We're going to hear about the King Mog items that we're going to be buying. We're going to go to the King Mog and look around to see what we should pick up and maybe prioritize with me and make a list on focus points. And as always, stick around for those multiple videos that you're going to be getting throughout the event, where I'm kind of storing up all of my white Phantoma, and then we're going to make like a big video where I spend a few $100,000 of the Phantoma to pick up all the items, depending on what is available. If I see an item that is available that might be good to pick up right away, then obviously in a video of mine, I'll probably pick that up and I'll tell you why, so you understand why I picked that particular item up right away. But as of right now, I'm just going to assume that it's going to be just like the other events, where you get, you know, summoning tickets, dark quartz, and, you know, materia and stuff like that. Okay? Alrighty then. Okay, boys and girls, thank you so much for sticking around. If you liked the video, make sure you subscribe. If you're excited about the event, please let me know in the comment section below how you feel about this new event. I know that most of you are upset, just like myself, where it's like, oh, no Orlando, Type 0. But a lot of people have been guessing that it's going to be Type 2 Part 2, or Type 0 Part 2, which is exactly what we got. Anyways, so if you liked the video, leave some comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about the new event and how you feel about the new items and the new units. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you hit that subscribe button? Trust me, I don't bite. Well, sometimes. I think I said that yesterday. I do bite sometimes on the weekends. But either way, thank you so much for sticking around. This is Vortie. I will see you in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.
I saw it.